Look at that gray hair right there. There's more than one, but man. Oh, yay. Hi, and welcome to the 17th episode of the Knits and Tales podcast. My name is Amy. I live in Kentucky with 4 kids, 2 cats, my fiance Dawn. I thought a kid was coming out. And my fiance Dawn. This is a knitting podcast. I will try not to say a billion times, but no promises. Let's see. It's only been about 6 days since I recorded, but I was bored and said, hey, I think I'm going to record. So the kids were being good in their room. So because I'm recording, they're not going to be good. They're going to come out like 80 times. But we'll try and get through this. I'm currently drinking a vodka tonic out of my yellow tumbler. It says, well, it used to say Blue Bonnets, but it's getting kind of scratched. This is a knitting podcast, not a complain about your children podcast. So we'll get right into it with FOs, not whips, FOs. And there may be commentary because Dawn is like right there playing his video game. Again, I was bored. No one was talking to me.
I was talking to you.
Oh, hush. I promise I have FOs. Found them. Okay. And just so you know that was just my first drink. If this is your first time here, I'm a space cadet. Okay, so first FO, rabbit socks, or as Ryan calls them, sunflower socks, because of this yellow ray. Oh, because of the yellow ray here. It makes him think of sunflowers. These I have talked about before. It will not go into extreme detail, but they are leftovers from my Advent, and then I have some full minis that I'm just making shorty socks out of. 64 stitches, 2.25 needle. And the Advent was from Felicity Yarns, the 2022 Advent. There you go. And as I am putting my other FO on the blockers, I decided that I know that I'm not going to be able to get an Advent this year, which really makes me sad. I wasn't able to last year, but I had a very, very generous friend gift me one. And last year was my first time getting an Advent. So what I did is I went through my minis and I picked out 25. It almost took up all of them because I also did a Halloween October one because October is my favorite month. It's my favorite season. It's my favorite everything. I'm pretty sure that's why my first was born in October. Still not happy about her birthday being in October and mine not, but that's okay. So what I did is I grabbed some minis. I grabbed 24 for Christmas, and then I grabbed 31 for Halloween or October, and I no longer have any minis, but hey, I'll have an Advent. It'll be great. I'm very excited. Okay, so for my second FO, they are the Strawberry Basket Socks by Dana Ray Knits. No, makes. Dana Ray makes. I always want to call her Dana, and I don't know why, because most people say Dana, but this is me we're talking about. I'm going to try and get this a little closer, not blown out. There we go. I love the texture on these socks, and they're super squishy. I love them. I will definitely make this pattern again. It was mindless enough to be able to read or watch TV, but it wasn't as boring as vanilla. Now, don't get me wrong, I love vanilla socks. The They're awesome. I love vanilla socks, but my hair's driving me crazy. I always have it up and now it's down and it's driving me nuts. Vanilla socks are probably my favorite. They're mindless. I can read while I'm doing them. But every once in a while I want something a little different. So I love Dana's patterns because most of them are very intuitive and I don't know how to say it. They're intuitive and interesting without being complicated. There we go. That's how you say it. Okay. And then I have some works in progress. One work in progress I cannot show you until I believe it's the 26th. It's a test knit I'm doing for Dana of Dana Rae Makes. I always trip up over that. It is such a fun pattern. Oh my gosh, you guys. I cannot wait for it to come out because I want to show it off. And it's very possible that I might have 2 of the same pattern done by the time it comes out because I'm pretty sure the next thing I cast on is going to be another one of those. It's a super fun pattern. So my first, I'll show you my first whip. This is one that I started today. Oh, and I'm taking a page out of the Crazy Sock Ladies. And the Strawberry Basket, which were these beautiful sockies, I started them on the 18th and finished them on the 25th. And then my Advent socks, I started on the 14th and finished them today on the 26th of June. My vanilla socks are typically what I talk with my hands a lot, sorry. My vanilla socks are typically what I work on the most, but I kind of go through phases where all I want is vanilla. I'll make a bunch of vanilla socks and then I will be bored with that. So I'll make a bunch of pattern socks and have a vanilla sock kind of on the back burner for when I'm watching a movie with the kids or the family, because we have family movie nights and stuff like that. So that's why the vanilla ones took me a little longer. This one is the Dots and Lines in DK from Dana's 3 textured sock 3 ways or textured sock 3 more ways. I'm not sure which one it is. And if my phone lets me, I will actually edit this video and I'll put it underneath. If not, I will put it in the description box. Maybe. Don't hold me to it. This is the back because I'm doing an afterthought heel. And then this is the front. The pattern did call for a 2x2 rib, but I was bored with 2x2, so I did a 1x1. And I'm kind of regretting that choice because the pattern just kind of flows right in. There's not like a distinct cuff. And I'm hoping when I put it on my arm, you can kind of, you still can't really see the cuff. So it just kind of blends in with the pattern. But that's okay. They are DK socks. The yarn, I have no idea what it is. I got it a long time ago and the tag was not on it, and I'm doing it with 2 different strands. I had started a LaPouf cardigan with this yarn, and so it was faded, and then I realized I will never finish this. I don't like working on it. I don't like working on garments. That might change. I doubt it, but that might change. And so I just wound it into a ball and decided I'd make DK socks with it. So it is going to be faded. That was a really long time ago. I have no idea what color these socks are going to end up, and I have no idea what the next sock is going to be. But I do have enough for 2 shorty socks. So there's that one. I've been working on this one mostly today. I finished Like I said, I finished the Advent socks this morning, and then this is what I've been working on for most of the day. It's actually a really, really fun pattern. It's a easily memorizable, and all you gotta do is look at the first 2 stitches, and you know what row you're on, and so you can just knit away. And then my second whip is also by Dana Rae Makes. It is the Cookie Swap Socks. And the cool thing about this is the first one, like one side, not the first one. This is the first sock, but this is one side. And then if you flip it over, this one's more blue. I love how that changes. And the light in here right now is really good because there's a window open right over there. So it's showing up very, very true to real life, true to color. I can't remember how that's said. Oh, I love it so much. So with these, I am using a bunch of scraps. I'm not sure if I showed this one in my last podcast. I don't think I did. But I have this big bag of scraps, and I'm using those to do these socks. Sorry for the crinkling. I discovered it takes about 5 grams for each color. So I'm just grabbing a color and doing that side, or doing the section and moving on to the next. The other one will not match, but heels, toes, and cuffs will match. I'm hoping I can get cuffs to match. I hope I have enough. I'm pretty sure I have enough of this yarn to do heels, toes, and cuffs on both socks. If I don't, I'll do heels and toes in both socks, because I'm actually doing, I normally do an afterthought heel. That's the heel that I've been doing a lot lately. Like the last probably 7 pairs of socks that I've done the afterthought. But because of the pattern, I'm not quite sure how to do the afterthought. So we're gonna go with it. And I just realized I made a mistake. If you look here, I messed up the patterning right here. But that's okay, because I messed it up on this side as well right here. But if you're looking at my feet that intently, we're gonna have a bigger problem than you noticing my knitting mistakes. So that's really all I've been working on. The other sock I have been putting some time into, and I thought we were supposed to have it done. We were supposed to have it done in like 3 days. It was kind of a, hey, can you test knit this, please? And I did, and then it got pushed back again. So I stupidly, with a knit that, like a test knit that needs to be done quickly, I stupidly decided, oh hey, I'm gonna make these for Dawn because Dawn really likes the yarn. Brilliant plan, Amy. Brilliant. I never said I was practical. Ever. So I can't wait to show you guys those. And then on to reading and watching. We watched John Wick 1 and 2 as a family movie night. Well, the first night we put the kids to bed early and we had a date night. It was so much fun. The kids were in bed, Kennedy wasn't home, because most of the time at night the kids will go to bed and then Kennedy will come out and spend time with us. She does a lot of art, and she has an artist tablet that she's in her room probably 90% of the time because of that. And she does commissions, and so she works on that a lot. In fact, my logo, my Knits and Tails logo, was drawn by her. So she watched it with us, the first one, and then the second one we decided we were gonna have a family movie night, and we watched that one. So I believe tonight we're gonna have another family movie night and watch the third one, because it goes off to be in 6 days, 7 days?
What, 4 or 5 now?
Like 4 or 5 now. So we want to make sure that we can get that one watched before it leaves. Those are actually incredibly good movies. I normally like action movies, but I don't. There hasn't been any good ones that have come out in a really long time. So it's kind of made me sad, to be honest. And when we watched that first one, we were like, okay, yes, an action movie that's actually good. So we will be watching the third one tonight. And then today, I realized that I was all caught up on all my podcasts, and it made me so sad. I'm very picky about my podcasts. And I think maybe that's why I'm always like, oh my gosh, everybody probably thinks I'm lame or boring, because I'm picky about mine. I like to watch someone that I can relate to. So I'm not going off on that tangent. But so I was sitting here and I was finishing the heel of my Advent sock, and I was like, okay, well, I keep messing up because I'm trying to read and I'm trying to remember what row to decrease on. It's not working. Like, I kept messing up and I had to fix my stitch count. It was an absolute mess. So I was like, okay, I need to watch something. When I had my treadmill, I know I spoke about this on one of my episodes, but I'm not sure if it's the one that I did, like the first 2 that I deleted of episode 14. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My elliptical broke, and so I was watching Hell on Wheels while I was on the elliptical, and it broke, so I kind of stopped watching it. So I decided that I'm going to start watching that in the morning, because I get up around, I try and get up anywhere between 4:30 and 6. I've been very lazy and sleeping till like 6, but I'm going to try and start getting up early again, because it's really nice to have that time where it's just me and it's quiet and everybody's home, so I don't have to worry about, like, they're not home, are they safe, are they good? Like, I don't have to worry about any of that. It's very quiet. I enjoy my coffee and I knit. And I normally watch my podcasts. I watched every single one of the 72 Stitches, and then I realized I was out and I was really sad. So I started watching Hell on Wheels, and then I've watched the first season and a half of Vikings, and I loved it, but it's not something we can watch when the kids are home, and it's kind of hard to watch. And I mean, the kids are always up, they're always home, so I just kind of stopped watching it. So I decided every morning I'm going to watch one episode of Hell on Wheels and one episode of the Vikings. Reading. That was way too much information about my TV watching. See, reading, I'm still reading The Black Witch by Lori Frost. Such a good book, and I really wish I wish I had one of those book bones where it holds your book open so that I could read it while I'm knitting, because I never want to put that down, and every time I pick it up, I either read 4 pages or like 6 chapters. There's no in between, because I can't stop reading it. It is so good. And then while I'm knitting, I'm reading Court of Thorn and Roses. Now, I know there is you're on one side or the other. Either you like that book or you don't like that book. And I know it's a series, so I know a lot of people say the first one's kind of hard to get through, but the rest of the books are incredible. I'm really enjoying it. I've tried to read it once before, but it was an audiobook, and I don't know if it was the narrator or if it was because I just wasn't in the mood, because there's so many like movies, TV shows, books that I was like, no, I don't like this at all. Like, I don't like this at all. And then I try and rewatch it or reread it, and I absolutely love it. And I think it has a lot to do with my mood. So I don't know if it was my mood or the narrator, or if it was the type of book that I needed to read myself instead of someone reading it to me. I don't know, but oh my gosh, it's such a good book. I'm having a really hard time putting that one down. So if you haven't read it and you like YA fantasy, I suggest give it a try. I think there is 5 in the series, possibly. Yeah, I think there's 5. So I'm excited to read that. And then my friend Sue from Australia, hi Sue. She has given me a lot of book recommendations, and so my TBR list is outrageous. So I'm hoping to get through at least 2, maybe 3 books a month till the end of the year, because my goal, I think, was 20 books, and I haven't read that much this year, like at all. Well, I've read a lot, but I've read the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the same 5 books repeatedly, because it has a lot to do with, like, I know what's going to happen. If the kids interrupt me, I don't have to pause, or I don't have to stop reading it. Like, I can listen to them and have a full conversation with them while I'm listening to the book, or I can easily shut it and say, okay, what's going on? Talk to them, interact with them, and open it back up. So I tend to reread the books that I love over and over and over again. I'm the same way with TV shows. Like The Office, Parks and Rec, That 70s Show, and Roseanne. Like, those are my 4 favorite. And out of all of them, it is The Office. Definitely The Office. In fact, I know I've showed this before, but because I'm very talkative, I'm just going to babble and hang out with everyone. This is my favorite bag of all time. And I always put Dawn socks in these, so I'm not going to open it up or anything, because that's the test knit.
And they smell.
Oh, shut it. So it says Shrewd Farms, People Love Beets. And it's got Dwight and beets all over it. And then on the inside, and I'll tell the story about this, but about this. The inside has office paper. I love it so much. My friend Amber made it for me, and it is, like I said, my favorite bag. I love that bag so much. And then my other favorite bag is my Ginger Snap bag. In fact, all my bags are either from Amber, or my one Ginger Snap bag, or my friend Samantha. She sent me one for Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted, not last year, but the year before. But yeah, Office it's my favorite show. I love it so much. Makes me so happy. Oh, I thought someone was knocking on the door. It was actually really funny when I met Dawn. We were talking. What?
Is there somebody at the door?
Oh. I think it was someone coming up the steps. When we first started talking, I asked him, what are you looking for? And he said that he wanted to find his Pam. And I'm like, okay. You want to find your Pam? Made no sense to me. And so, of course, I asked him to explain it. And he told me that The Office is his favorite show, and he wants to find his Pam. And now that I've seen the show a bajillion times, I'm like, that was the sweetest thing ever. Did you find your Pam? Did you find your Pam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of Pam and a little bit of Meredith all in one. I'm teasing. Phyllis, actually. Because you knit.
It's true. And I like Phyllis.
Yeah. And you both have big jugs.
Shut up! Oh my god. Oh. Well, I guess since you said that, I don't have to watch my language on my podcast anymore, right?
I didn't think you had to in the first place.
No, I
think
do.
everybody that watches is adults. they haven't heard some profanity, then, well, they need to get the cotton out of their ears.
That's true. That's true. So, PSA, I am going to start cussing on my channel. I mean, I don't cuss like a sailor or anything like that, but I find myself like tripping over my words because I want to cuss. So, from here on out, I will not be afraid to cuss. I think that's one of the things that I love so much about We Share Needles. When they first started, they were very prim and proper, and they didn't cuss, and now it's every once in a while they let it slip, and I'm like, yes.
It's a matter of always being yourself.
I think I'm more myself this episode than pretty much any episode.
Don't be fake, be yourself.
I'm not fake.
Well, no, I'm just saying that as in general.
Oh, I know, but I'm not necessarily fake. I
didn't
just
say you were fake.
I'm not even talking to you anymore.
Okay.
I'm talking to the people that are watching.
Fair enough.
I'm not necessarily fake. I
Hello
just
to the people who are watching.
try and water it.
I'm the thorn in the side.
I try and water it down a little bit. So, life stuff. You have experienced my life for the last like 5 minutes. We haven't been doing much. Oh, tonight I actually, I gotta do that soon. I forgot. At 6:30, I am leading a walk for the local women in my community. We take walks together just to like promote exercise and being outside, and the lady that normally runs it is not available, so past Amy was kind of a dinkus and decided to volunteer. Because past Amy and current Amy are two different people all the time. Past Amy always gets me into things that I don't want to be a part of. So I guess I'm walking like 2.5 miles today, which I'm actually excited about because I have started walking or doing 7-minute workouts. Man, those kick your butt. I was like, hey, since I've been on the elliptical and I've been walking, I'm actually getting in better shape, and my endurance is up. 7 minutes and I'm like, I'm done. I quit. I'm done. Okay, so I think I have babbled on long enough. It's been about 30 minutes, and I only had 2 FOs and 2 whips. Oh, I was actually going to... Maybe I'm going to. No, I'm not. It is put up. I have another whip that I randomly pull out when I'm bored, and it is the Boneyard Shawl, and I will show that next time. Thank you, everybody, if you are still watching this nonsense. I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because I love when people leave comments. It makes my day. Also, hi Laura. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.